Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Empowering Morning Conversations. Another wonderful day, and I hope you've had a nice rejuvenating sleep and you're feeling happy and refreshed and vitalized this morning. So on this wonderful day, I wanted to continue our journey by saying to you that, every morning we come here and just to quickly remind you, what do we come here for? Don't you think it's important to remember that also from time to time? So point number one is we come here to have a conversation. Okay, and that means that when you come here for a conversation, you get an opportunity to participate in that conversation. Right, so we are not here to listen to a lecture, guys. And the purpose of it, that all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Isn't that what we all want? A life of ease and a life of joy and a life of glory. Okay? And to do that, we are giving you certain distinctions and we are giving you certain exercises. Let's start with exercise number one, which is always the most potent exercise that we do, which allows us to generate instant joy at the very moment. So when I say 1, 2, 3, we will all laugh 100%. So 1, 2, 3, go. So this is the instant mood change exercise. All right. Another exercise that I told you is that you can do something every half an hour. That is when you exhale, put your head down, breathe in, and exhale out of your mouth. Right? And of course, so many others that we did. The expansion exercise, the disc creation exercise. Some of you may not be familiar with some of them because you might not have been there on those sessions. And then, of course, the latest addition to our repertoire is the beautiful meditation that Ratanji introduced yesterday. So these are all tools and more we will keep giving you. Why? Because we'd like to have a life of ease, joy, and glory. And how are we achieving it? Not only with the tools, but using tools to disrupt our default mode so that we are able to create life moment by moment. See, the moment you forget to create, you fall into the default mode. The routine takes over. Now, I'm not against the routine because routine makes sure you do some things regularly. So thank God for good habits that our parents have inculcated in us. Okay. But if you're doing habitual routine actions all the time, then you are only going to live in the default mode. And there are many things in the default mode. I don't want to explain it to you right now. Right? What we do in the default mode is become negative because we get influenced by others. And that makes us into a negative default mode. We are picking it up from other people and circumstances. The motto of all of us here is, let us become possibility seekers rather than complainers. So something very nice Mr. Ratan did this morning. He had an idea, okay? So instead of having a complaint that why people are allowed to come late, blah, 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 he gave a suggestion. An action point came out. So he became a possibility seeker. Okay, how do we address this problem? Right? So becoming possibility seekers. Increasing our focus and energy, these are two things very, very, very important. And as you might have realized by now, we are working on mind, we are working on body, we are working on emotions, we are working on energy also. All of which will allow us to live our life powerfully, live a life that we love, and live a life of ease, joy, and glory. So today, I'm introducing something into the conversation which we may be aware of unconsciously, maybe. You may be aware of consciously also, and that is called integrity. Integrity, let us understand it from you guys first. What's your take on it? So I'm going to call upon some people. Yeah, so before I call these spoken, what is integrity according to you, Kunen?
Very good morning, sir. For me, very simple words that what I say, I do, and what I do, I say. So honoring my words every moment in all the situations with everybody.
Okay, very good. Yeah, what is integrity, Kasa?
Being what to say, in spite of whether they realize or they don't realize, not being hurtful or not causing any damage to the people around is integrity, is my point of view, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. What about you, Shakti?
My thoughts and actions based on my personal values, not then rather than my personal gain. I will act upon my values.
Okay. So what about other people? Do I have to ask you? I'd love to hear from you. Neeti, I'd like to hear from you. Yeah. I think about you and you raise your hand. Wow.
So integrity for me would be being the same whether somebody is watching me or not watching me, being my true self. It is in a way saying my commitment to others and my commitment to my own self.
All right, very good. Yes, Ratanji.
Just in other words, whatever has been said, in few words, I would say, be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. Yeah. And what does it mean being true to yourself, by the way?
Whatever your values and principles are, stick by it.
Exactly. Very good. Thank you very much. Yes, Kuldeepji. You'll have to unmute, please.
Good morning, sir. Sir, in my view, the integrity is honesty plus. Honesty plus means that it is more than the honesty. A teacher asks a student, if you are going on the road and you see that somebody's purse is fallen, what would you do? And nobody is watching. The boy says, if nobody is watching, I will take it. The teacher said that you are honest because you told me what you will do, but your integrity is doubtful. Integrity means that you take the right action at that time. Means you must inform the police. So there is a subtle difference, I feel, between the honesty and the integrity. It is honesty plus.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Anybody else? What do you understand? What is integrity? All these things I've said so far is correct. What else?
Being honest or
Vetrivel, you had raised your hand. So people.
Sir, according to me, honesty is, integrity is alignment between inner self and outer self. What I have inside and what I project outside. If there is alignment, that's called integrity.
Okay, same as what Neeti said. Okay, very good. Who else? Somebody else was trying to speak. Who's that? You can raise your hand. I'll ask you to speak. What is integrity? See, in a conversation, integrity is if you want to say something, raise your hand. If that is the protocol, then you should do, then it would be called integrity, otherwise not. Yes, Samir, please go ahead.
keeping some moral values, something I'll never say a lie or be honest. Something.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. So look more into it, okay? Because one of the things that has been discovered, and by many people from many, thought streams and religions, etc., is that when there is no integrity, there is suffering. Okay, this is like the law. There is no exclusion to this. So if there is suffering, the first thing we should be looking for is, where is there lack of integrity in this? Okay. So for example, if you have a car and you have 4 wheels and you have 4 tires and 3 tires are perfect condition, the 4th is bald. The car, it doesn't have any integrity. Why? Because it's not the way it's supposed to be. It's not in integrity. So what can happen? That tire can burst and get punctured frequently and it will derail you, right? So let's look at the purpose of a relationship. As you know, the purpose of a relationship is to support each other, to empower each other, to make each other stronger. Okay. So if you and whoever you're related with, if you're not operating from these 3 things, is the relationship in integrity? Okay. So here we are as a group of people, 20 of us, participating in this conversation. We have a relationship, right? What is the purpose of that relationship? To support each other, to empower each other, to make each other stronger. So if we are doing anything or saying anything and operating in a way that does not support this purpose of this relationship, then is that integrity? So, when you start looking at the world from a point of view that am I in integrity or not, okay? Do you think, how many different areas of your life do you think will be impacted? So in a relationship, yeah, Kunen, go ahead.
Every aspects of the life, every spheres of the life will be affected, sir.
Yeah, so can you now start looking specifically? You remember one WhatsApp note chat we had yesterday? You don't have to say to anyone what it is, but you realize that there was some lack of integrity over there, so you were feeling bad, isn't it?
Right, sir.
First of all, there was no integrity in the person's actions, because if suppose something is to be done in a certain manner and they don't do it, then there's no integrity in that, right? So obviously you would want to point that out. And because that integrity was not there, in another aspect also, that you would be thinking that I failed to empower this person to do the right thing. So you were feeling sad about it. Right? You could not support and empower the person to do something which has got great value, correct? So sadness was coming. So it's a part of suffering, right? So look at other areas in your life, okay? Now, I can give you another example of lack of integrity that many people have. I used to do that when I was in college, We were busy studying. I was very fond of reading books, but then I never knew photo reading at that time, Photo reading is faster than speed reading. I was not knowing it that time. So obviously there is a limit of how many books I can read. But I wanted to show off to my friends that I've read this book also, that book also. So some books I'd read, some books I had not read. So you know what I would do? I'd go to the library or the bookshop and read the back cover of the book, and then I could talk very nicely about, yeah, I know that. So once I went for an introduction to a particular program, okay, I never attended the program, but I picked up enough information so I could talk very intelligently about it, this also I know, And then in 1982, I realized, Sukhdeepak, if you are interested, go into it, no? Just skimming few pages and pretending that you know something, it's not serving you because you're not really getting it yourself, right? So is that integrity? I asked myself. Then I said, no, it's not. And that was the time. Now I had begun my journey as a trainer, right? I even realized that if I just read some book and speak about that, it's not completely in integrity. Why? Because I'm not adding my experience to it. No. And then very interestingly, my trainers, they told me, Sukhdeepak, don't talk about any distinction until you have lived it yourself. Because that would be the ultimate. Remember, I told you the story about this Guruji, and one lady brought her child and told the Guruji, Guruji, my son eats too much sweet all the time. Please tell him to stop. So the Guruji said, yeah, you come back later. I'll tell you. So the lady was coming every day, and every day this gentleman would say, you come back next day, I will tell you. So after 21 days, when the lady came, she said, now I am ready to tell your son to stop. So the lady asked him, sir, why didn't you tell before? He said, I wanted to live without eating sweet first and find out what it is like. Now I have the right to tell anybody. You get that? So that was his integrity. Now, nobody has a right to tell you what is integrity for you. Okay? It's up to you. But integrity is power. Okay? Integrity is high self-esteem. Integrity is more confidence in yourself. Lack of integrity is weakness. See, a person of integrity can be vulnerable, no? He'll say, yaar, kya pata laga loge? I have nothing to hide. Hai na? But if you have no integrity, you're so afraid that this person will find out this much about me. This fellow will find out this much about me. Why should I tell this? Why should I tell that? So start looking at integrity from a template where we are all saying we want to be powerful, we want to be effective in life, isn't it? So where can I bring more integrity into my life? There's another distinction, let me tell you. If you start something and leave it unfinished, that is also lack of integrity. Now, almost everybody here uses a computer, correct? If you open one file and you leave it open, you open another file and you leave it open, and you open another file and you leave it open, and you open another file and leave it open. That's what happens to your computer, and then it crashes. Then you have to do Control Alt Delete. So how many files we've got open in our life? Unfinished business, undelivered communication, right? Regret, fear, guilt, blah, blah, so many things. All is reducing my power and my integrity. That is why there is a checklist. It is called the integrity checklist. Those who are interested in it, you can ask me and I'll send it on the group. So you follow that checklist. Other than that, now that you've listened to me, how do you think you personally can add more integrity to every area of your life? Can you reflect on that for a moment? Yes, Cornelian.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Before that question, if you allow me.
Of course, I will allow you.
I have observed on many occasions within my work and in my personal life also, I give advices, suggestions, or do like this, do like that, and sometimes I don't follow myself as the example of that. So
yes.
what I preach, I don't do. So
right.
if I am consciously aware of this behavior or this pattern, is it possible to overcome, or
yeah, you can surround yourself with people who will tell you every time you do that. My wife has got permission to tell me every time I don't practice what I preach. Actually, she is quite happy with me. She says, you know, you are one of the few people in the world I have seen most of the teachers and preachers, they don't follow what they speak. But once in a while, she will point out, hey, Sukhdeepak, what happened? You said don't judge. Why are you judging now? You get it? Now, some couple of weeks back, something happened, and I was really upset, with some gentleman who had, said something, and I got to know from a third person. I got really upset, And my wife said to me, why are you judging now? I was judging that somebody is judging. Okay. That is not integrity, isn't it? So then I decided to drop it. There was a point. I mean, if I'm saying don't judge and I'm also judging, right? You can have an awareness of something, right? But there is an emotional charge on it, means you're judging. You remember the difference between judging and evaluating? So suppose somebody is gossiping, and you say that, hello, he's gossiping. That's not a judgment. Okay. Judgment would be when I get upset about it and say, galat hai, aisa nahi karna chahiye. Yeah, he did that, fine. Without any charge, without any upset, you can point out, then it would not be a judgment. But it took me some time to understand this. So good. So you can start. So my question is, we've got a few minutes more to go. Each and every one of you, can you reflect in your life and see? Yeah, okay, since we are talking gossip, when you're gossiping, you think it's in integrity. Why? Because it's defeating the purpose of a relationship. What is the purpose of a relationship? Support each other, empower each other, make each other stronger. So when you gossip, instead of telling the person to whom you want to give your feedback, you're telling somebody else. How is it going to empower that person? How is it going to support that person? Right? If you tell to the person directly, at least you are acknowledging, ha bhai, hamara rishta hai, we are related. I can tell you. I'm telling you to empower him. So every time you do some action like this, it's good to ask, why am I not telling that person directly? Why I'm telling somebody else? So check and see where all in your life you could bring more integrity. I'm happy to say that most of the people here are people of integrity. Otherwise, you would not be here only. But if you look into certain areas of your life, you may find there is struggle, there is effort, there is pain, there is suffering. And we can find out, okay, where can I bring, what is the integrity missing over here? And how can I provide that? There's a beautiful book on ethics which I read. I've never read a more detailed book on ethics than that. It tells you how to fix it also. Yeah. So please close your eyes. And I suggest, Ratanji, can you ask them to do that meditation that you did yesterday? Because they can go into that state and then reflect, where is integrity missing in my life? Can you lead that part of it? Ratanji, please tell them how to do it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. There are three parts of it that you have to do before the meditation. It's like a preparation. You touch your big toes. Only the big toes touch each other, and it becomes like a inverted V. And then you touch the middle finger and the ring finger and with the thumb. No, middle finger and ring finger. Connect. No, middle finger and the ring finger you touch lightly and put it on your hips. Then, put it on your hips, and the tongue touching the upper palate, the tongue, and the teeth, there's a gap between the two teeth, as small as you can, but you can close your lips but let the teeth not touch each other with the tongue touching the upper palate. And now gently close your eyes and let the thoughts come and go. Don't resist
so-
the thoughts and don't entertain the thoughts.
All right, good. Thank you. So be in that state, everybody. Okay. And after about 10 or 20 seconds, allow the thought in your head, that is, where is it that I'm missing integrity in my life? First, you get relaxed for 30 seconds. All right, you can open your eyes now and share with us, if you want, where in your life integrity needs to be restored. Yes, Conan.
What I realized, sir, I make a to-do list for every day, but certain tasks I don't complete. And then next day and next day. So I postpone certain tasks, though I have the intention to complete, but I don't complete.
You know, so after 4 days, if you don't do it, you put it again through the 4D matrix. Right? If you don't know what that is, you ask me, I'll tell you. Right? Now, if you make a to-do list and you don't look at it in the evening, to check it, that is also lack of integrity. What's the point making it if you're not going to look at it? Okay, good, great. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Shakti ji.
Yes, sir. Same like Kunal said, I'm planning a lot of stuff, but it's not doing partially. I'm started and then it's not completing it. That one thing. Also, I do have one question, sir. So I love to do the multitasking. For example, if I need to say that I want to be, this is my office hour, but I'm here joining the empowering morning conversation. Later, I'm just adjusting my work hours. I'm completing that task. Same way, it's like the priority changes. So officially, I'm committed to work from 9 to 6, but I'm not joining. I'm not started that working. Is that? But I'm adjusting the working hours. I'm trying to complete the task. But here, my question rises. I didn't follow the integrity.
Yeah, if you're supposed to work from 9 to 5, you better be working from 9 to 5, right?
Yes. But the priority is like I can manage, because it's not like everybody's starting at 9. Okay, a IT job, I can manage. All those things is coming up. Parallelly, I'm doing something.
You know what? You can talk to your boss and say, listen, we are allowing me to work from home. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Right? You want 8 hours of work. Right now, there are many people are allowing flexi timings also, no?
Yes.
So you talk to your boss, and if the boss says, yes, you are in integrity. Some bosses, see, actually, they may be not saying it because they are creating lack of integrity by keeping quiet. Everybody knows what everybody is doing, okay?
Yes.
And they are doubting them all the time also.
Yes.
A lot of people told me that after the work from home, people have started dumping more work on us, and we are overworked, and all the time they're asking why? Because they don't believe you, right? Because they know you're doing these things. So instead of putting this law which says work 9 to 5, and they say, hello, you can have flexible timings, right? As long as you get this work done at so and so time. Maybe the advent of all this nonsense will reduce. that suspicion they are having about you all the time.
Mm.
You may be working 100%, still they may be doubting you. So have a conversation about it. What is there to lose? You're sincerely doing your work. Nobody can find any fault in your work. So you tell them, okay, you're saying 9 to 5. Can you make it for me 9:30 to 5:30 or whatever time you want? Right? Why would they say no? I mean, they are allowing you to work from home. They cannot monitor you. Are
Yeah.
they watching you on CCTV camera or what?
No, sir. We
Yeah, good question.
didn't do any communication. It's like a mutual understanding. They are also not asking question. I'm also didn't go and ask.
You know something, the things which are there in the unsaid are the cause of the biggest lack of integrity.
Yes.
They cause so much trouble, because later on they'll retract. I never told you to do this.
Yes. Yes.
How many people are told at the time of the interview, you join, what you're asking, we'll consider it at the time of the confirmation. 3 months later, we will consider it. And then you'll say, sir, what happened? They said, we said we will consider it. We have considered it. We don't want to give you the raise.
Mm.
They do that, no? HR people do all sorts of false implied ones. They'll never say yes or no. So that's a lack of integrity.
Yes, sir.
No?
Yes, sir.
Great, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
What about others? Are you beginning to notice where you can see? One thing will happen when you start to live from integrity, you will be a little more aware and watchful about what you do. They say, now, once the word has gone out of your mouth, it's not easy to take it back. Now, consciously or unconsciously, if you did something or said something which reduces the integrity in your life, causes problem in life, right? We can always say, okay, Baba, that was a mistake. I never thought about it. But sometimes big damage gets done, right? You take Sahu's work. People cannot afford to be careless, One little careless act can lead to a collapse of a bridge or something. Who knows? And most of these things we see is small things like, the Apollo rocket, that thing, exploded because of one small O-ring, Tiny little O-ring caused that disaster of that Columbia mission. A lot of case studies have been written on it. It's an example of lack of integrity. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look into your own life and see where you can. It's an ongoing process, okay? Just like we have a bath every day. Yes, Vetri.
Sir, I have been thinking and I got almost all the areas are looking very nice, but this career and money part there is a issue. So I assume that there is an integrity lag. And I understand where it is coming from is the moment I see some people, their behavior, I judge that, then I stop giving my 100%. Then again, later I complain myself, I'm not getting things. If whoever it is, without judgment, if I start to give 100%, obviously there will be some result to it, that action, and I will get it back. But somehow I'm limiting my action, and later I regret for not things happening, not for not giving. Now I just get little glimpse.
See, if you remember what Ratanji said about integrity, he says being true to yourself, right? So if you believe that a person should give his 100%, you are only believing, and you don't live according to that, then it will be a lack of whatever reason. I look at others get disempowered, whatever. You have to live true to yourself, right? So that's what you're saying, that not being true to you. Okay.
The reason I gave is that person is not eligible. That person doesn't deserve something like that. Like I've been giving all stupid reasons.
And you check another thing. When it comes to money, how much you are telling lies. You understand what I'm saying?
I didn't
When I
get
say
you.
lies, I don't care what lies you tell to others. Yeah, that's up to you. But how many lies you are telling to yourself? In life, when we start lying to ourselves and pretending, then I want you to check. I'm not saying, I don't know if you're doing that or not, but just look into it, okay?
Oh, sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, this is in line with our last conversation we had that day when we spoke. Got it?
Got it.
Thanks. Yes, Kasa.
Thank you.
So just a point of view, with what Vetriana said, that when there is a contradiction between us, that also kind of creates an unease within us. We
That is
wanted-
lack of integrity.
Sorry, sir.
That is lack of integrity, Baba.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Thank you.
Yep. Yes, Sagar.
So I think, sir, I don't know about this, but people may have lots of knowledge, lots of many educated people are doing so many harmful to the planet, so many not good things. So at that time, I just, sir, people have knowledge, people are going through some transformation, but their behavior is like a dot. So at that time, do I not judge them, sir? Means I
That's all
judge
right.
that, but what about them? Means they are just
Hello,
fake.
Sagar. We are
That's
not talking about, that is not the conversation today. We are saying, where is there lack of integrity in your life? We are asking people to look into it.
Right, sir.
So you did not hear the question or what?
No, sir. I'm just, because of you are talking about integrity. People who say that they have most knowledge, more experiences, and they do the shameful work or fake themselves to be good person.
That is no
And
integrity. उनके life में integrity नहीं है फिर.
right.
See, if you are there saying, oh, we should save the planet, yeah, well, I understand about global warming and this and that, and then they are doing all the things opposite of that, so that's a lack of integrity only, no? That is why today the whole planet is suffering. We are also suffering. Everybody is suffering. Buddha said, if there is no integrity, there is suffering. All the humanity is suffering. No, we are not in integrity at all. We are destroying the planet. भाई गलत काम जो भी करता है वो lack of integrity तो होता है. Good. Thanks for pointing it out.
Thank you.
Yes,
Sir.
Kasha.
So at times, like we have the intention to be integral, but unintendedly we do something, or maybe because it could be lack of awareness that could be doing it. See, for instance, like a parent's intention is to do good to the child. The intention is very good, but they always look at the intention, but they don't look at the unintended outcome of it. So
Yep.
maybe that could be the lack of awareness people might be doing it, sir.
Sure. I mean, how does it matter what is the reason why they are doing it? If there is lack of integrity, there is suffering, no?
Yes, absolutely, there is suffering.
Parents who do these kind of things, the child goes bad, the child becomes a drunkard, child becomes a drug addict, all that. That is suffering, no? Who is suffering?
Both, for the kid and for the parent, both are suffering.
Both are suffering, no?
Yes, sir.
That is the time to ask them, no? At least then they can ask where we have been out of integrity that all this suffering is coming.
True,
This is something I discovered in my Scientology studies, that whenever there is suffering, find out where is the lack of integrity in your life. If there's a problem in a relationship, find out where there is a lack of integrity. If there is suffering in your body, you will be surprised to know how many people suffer in their body because of their lack of integrity. Long time back, in 1997 or something, integrity is power, Sagar, happiness and power and joy. So this man was coming to me for some back problem, right? As I am a healer. And he was giving me story, I've gone to so many doctors, I've spent 20 rupees on doctors and blah, and blah. Okay. Now he was an income tax officer. And he was wearing a Rolex watch, 1998 mein. and he was driving, Esteem in 1998. It was a big thing to wear a Rolex and all. So, sir, I go to Mandir every Tuesday. I do this, and sab kuch kiya, sir. My back is not becoming all right. So immediately I knew there's some lack of integrity, and I asked him a few questions, and that lack of integrity came out. You will be surprised to know the moment he said that this is what had happened, and he went and cleaned it up with that person, his back started recovering. Can you beat that? And this is not one incident, we've had many. There was one guy, we'd gone to Udaipur, he felt sick. Suddenly he got high temperature, okay? And he said, I cannot come with you all to the party where you're going. Okay? Around the same time, one fellow said, okay, my purse is stolen, sir, I can't find it. And that fellow who had gone sick, suddenly very quietly comes and says, sorry, sir, I had taken your purse. Okay? And he gave that purse back. And you won't believe his temperature, actual temperature, we had measured it. The temperature went away. So lack of integrity brings suffering in many different ways, in many different forms. I think that sometimes our own consciousness is also punishing when we do something which lacks integrity. Okay? So I just thought I'll introduce this in the conversation today, that start looking at areas. It's a very, very interesting topic. And the more you look, you'll find how you can be more powerful just by restoring integrity in your life. All right. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Yes, Kasa, you want to?
So what is that, this thing you said? How do you say it's a Scientology?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now you're sitting on top of something even more powerful than that. So there's no need for you to go into that now. But you can if you want to. I'll tell you the name of the book. You can buy it.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, Kunan.
Sir, you mentioned the book on ethics.
Yeah. I'll send you the name of the book.
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. So before we close, there is something very, very important we have to do. So Kuldeep ji, आपका शेर अगर पेश हो जाए तो बहुत बढ़िया होगा.
सर कहते हैं सबको गिला है कि उनको कम मिला है. वो गिला है, हमें कम मिला है. पर सोचिए, जितना आपको मिला है उतना कितनों को मिला है.
वाह, क्या बात, वाह.
Can you repeat that once?
Yes, sir.
सबको गिला है कि कम मिला है.
सबको गिला है,
We've got less. Yeah.
हमें कम मिला है. पर सोचिए, जितना आपको मिला है उतना कितनों को मिला है.
Wow, 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 wow.
क्या बात.
Let me try and translate. Everybody is upset and is blaming that they have not got enough in their life. Right? And what's the second one?
पर सोचिए, जितना आपको मिला है उतना कितनों को मिला है.
Yeah, so think, the amount that you have received, how many people have received that? Wow, fantastic. Thank you. Clap, clap, clap. All right. So let's over. Thank you. Please send me this thing, Kuldeep ji. मैं उसको डालूंगा ग्रुप में.
कुलदीप जी की
Yes, sir.
काफी अच्छा शेर है सर. इसी से मिलता जुलता एक शेर सुनिए, जो कि कॉन्वर्सेशन को कंप्लीट कर सकता है. कि इंसान ख्वाहिशों से बंधा हुआ एक जिद्दी परिंदा है. पीछे परिंदे भी उड़ रहे हैं. इंसान ख्वाहिशों से बंधा हुआ एक जिद्दी परिंदा है. उम्मीदों से है घायल और उम्मीदों पर ही जिंदा है।
वाह 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 वाह
उम्मीदों
वाह वाह
हाँ,
से है घायल और उम्मीदों पर ही जिंदा है, और इसीलिए कहता है कि माल कम है और चाहिए।
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Vetrivel, you got any of Turkural's poem today?
Not today, sir. Tomorrow.
All right, all right. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Have a wonderful session.
Thank you.
And we will wait for more guest speakers to join us from time to time. Okay? So that you guys get some variety. Okay. So bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Stay
sir.
safe, stay blessed.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.